Jack Frost.
Alright, full disclosure, I feel like this is an actual story from like
Sir Topham
one of the
Hatt
early
came to the
cartoons. I feel like I
There's
remember
a
this
big
story.
freeze coming tonight, he said. James and Percy, I need you to deliver extra coal to the stations. Yes, sir, they said eagerly, and Sir Topham Hatt walked away. You better hurry, teased Thomas, or scary Jack Frost might get you. Who's Jack Frost? Percy said nervously. Don't be silly, sniffed James. Jack Frost is not scary. Yes, he is, teased Thomas. He's all white with a big spiky face. Rubbish, said James. James knew Jack Frost wasn't scary, but poor Percy wasn't so sure.
Alrighty. Let's get chugging.
Later that night, James had collected his coal trucks and set off to make his deliveries. Silly Percy, he thought. All steamed up over Jack Frost. The sooner we get this coal delivered, the sooner I can get back to my nice warm shed.
Alrighty. So it does look like we're full steam ahead. As soon as it lets me start moving, there we go. I don't know what that weirdness is, but... Outside of that shunting showdown, though, the game has never made me manually change one of the switches, I don't think. But this is kind of cool. It's nighttime, it's snowy. It's always around like the 65 yard point that the signal switches. Again, I think it's just a demonstration of like, the game doesn't actually want to have you sitting there for too long. It's just a demonstration of like, if you have the ability to slow down. Like, are you speeding through it or what's the deal? Also, look how gorgeous this is. I don't want to get distracted or anything too bad, but like, this is the first time I've seen all this at nighttime. So we have like a little nighttime snow-capped neighborhood, which is really, really cool and fun. So I guess we're just going to cruise right through the station here. Since we're on they call it a goods line, or a goods train, which I believe is just a word for freight, like a freight train. Well, we're carrying freight instead of passengers. I'm not totally sure how the snow alters the tracks either, though. Like, obviously, I would imagine it probably makes it slippery, and therefore it takes longer to brake. So I'll keep that in mind. But it looks like we got like just over a mile until our... Oh, actually, no. We've got two miles, 1 mile until like this weird checkpoint thing. Whatever that is. And then 2 miles until like the Ballahu Platform 2. Which is, I guess, our final destination, so to speak. Train feels very jerky. Oh, no, it doesn't. Yeah, it looks really jerky, doesn't it? I don't know if that's a snow thing or if that's just a... I don't know. I don't know thing. It's an I don't know thing. I feel like when I first picked up the controller again for like pause games. Oh man, I should slow down. Stop and wait signal up ahead. I feel like when I first got back into gaming, I noticed like a trend on like Facebook, where there were like lots of gamers live streaming on Facebook playing like trucking games, like truck simulation games, and they had like the steering wheels and everything, like they went hard. And I always kind of watched it. I was like, how do you really get into that? But you know what? Thomas and Friends might have just got me into train or railroad simulation games. Like, this feels like something that I could play on end for hours. Like, maybe something a little bit more advanced. Like a really, really long, like, cross-country train. Where, like, you have, like, 20 stops along the way or something. From, like, New York to California or something. There are probably more stops. But, like, an express line, maybe there would only be 20. I don't know. But the bottom line is, I could picture myself, like, just really, like, doing a live stream and just going really hard on a railroad simulator. I'd buy myself, like, a conductor hat or something. Okay, cool. Because I was not mentally prepared to actually come to a stop. Looks like we're going up a snowy incline. Better pick up some steam here. Maybe it was just like the algorithm, and I haven't been served it in a while, but it doesn't seem like those are quite as popular anymore on Facebook. I always hated I mean, nothing against the player, but I dislike vertical video. I don't think it's a proper way to consume long-form content. It's great for reels, it's great for whatever, where you're lazy and you don't want to rotate your phone. Like, as a consumer, you're lazy and you don't want to rotate your phone. So it's fine, and it's fine for certain applications, like if it's like a one-on-one interview, setting up a camera and having somebody talking right down the barrel, but like, for something like gaming, like, to have to limit myself to just like a vertical video frame for something like this, you're just cutting out so much scenery, cutting out all the controls, cutting out everything. And then if I have webcam footage, I'm also down there and blocking. It doesn't seem like a logical way to consume or produce content, for that matter. But I don't know. I guess there are certainly ways to go about it that make sense. Okay, I guess I'm coming up on my stop. It's really dark, so I can't really tell if I'm coming. I mean, like, I can see that I'm coming up on my stop in terms of, like, the pings on the map are getting closer. Who's leaving their cows out to freeze like this? Hi, cows. Hi, ice cows. Perfect.
We've reached our first stop. Let's drop off some of the coal trucks.
Alright, how many? I guess 2. Oh, I also didn't even have to
That's one
do that,
delivery complete.
seemingly.
So let's head to our next stop.
That's cool. Although now they're just kind of sitting on the tracks. That feels like it would have been more logical to like have some kind of side rail or something to park them on. But that's not my problem. Alright, so we got another 2 miles until the next stop, it seems. About 1.1 mile until our next signal. Oh, Jesus. But it is telling me to go slow, so maybe I should slow the hell down. Oh, this trestle bridge is both very cool and also a little terrifying since I'm going so fast. Maybe there's a threat of derailing or something. Alright, now I'm kind of... It's saying I'm okay to go around 50 miles an hour. So I'm just going to maintain this speed. I think you can, I think in, like, the free explore mode, and I'll have to get into that at some point. I think in, like, the free explore mode, you can actually set the parameters. Like, you can set the weather, you can set the fog levels, you can set things like that. Which is kind of cool. Alright, the game wants me to slow down significantly, so apparently... Oh, never mind, it lied. Just that bend, I guess, was... You're supposed to go slow just around that bend. Which, like... By the time it told you to stop, to not be going, like, 50 miles an hour, and it dropped down to, like, 30 miles an hour, you were already in the bend. And then by the time you got even a thought to slow down to that speed... Oh, God. I'm gonna blaze right through this. Crap, 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 crap. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, sweet Jesus. Oh, thank God. Oh my God, I almost just blasted through that. But don't speed up. I gotta keep slowing down because it's telling me to... Oh, I'm at my destination already, that's why. Sweet Jesus, dude. I am sucking right now. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Oh, no, I will. I will. I'm good. Whoo, boy. Gotta pay attention. Gotta slow down quicker than that.
Here's our next station. Let's drop off some more coal. That's another delivery complete. Hopefully, all this coal is enough to keep the passengers nice and warm during this cold weather. I'm just glad that I have my firebox to keep me from getting too
I like
cold.
how like citizens are referred to as passengers. Like this is not a train that's, or maybe this coal is for, you know, for the railroad use. Like, I don't know how they heat. I always assumed it was like electric or something. But I don't know how they heat like passenger cars on the railroad. But like, I didn't think they were burning up the tender that they use for the engines to keep people warm. But it seems like they're just referring to, like, people don't live in Sodor. Passengers live in Sodor. People who live in Sodor have no purpose in living outside of riding the rails. So when a winter blizzard comes in here, it's not just like, we have to get coal for the people of the town. It's like, no, we have to get coal for the passengers of the railway. Alright. So it seems like we're all steam ahead. But I also almost blew it back there, so I gotta be paying attention a little bit more. Although this might be the last stop, in fairness. Because the first station we dropped 2 off. The second station we dropped 3 off, and then we have 3 left. So we'll see. Kelsthorpe Road, Platform 4. It says we can be going, like, notably faster than this, but I don't really trust it all that much. Oh, yeah, because now we have to stop and wait in 0.9 miles. Because we're coming up on our destination. Although James does slow down pretty efficiently. Like, snow doesn't really seem to bog me down as much. It's gonna cruise in at around 40 miles an hour here. Over this last bridge. It might also be that the train is shorter now, too. So it slows down a little bit quicker. There's less, like, momentum. Alright, chugging into the station here to perhaps drop off the final payload of coal for the passengers. The passengers of Sodor. Boom. Crushing it.
Finally reached our last delivery, so let's drop off all the remaining trucks. That's all of the coal delivered. Now I can get back to my nice warm shed. And with that, James puffed back towards Tidmouth Sheds.
However, surely there is some kind of Jack Frost related narrative, and it wasn't just the setup.
Meanwhile, Percy was making his last delivery. Jack Frost is not scary. Jack Frost is not scary. Jack Frost is not scary.
Not only not scary, but also not real. Alright, so now we're playing as Percy. Got some horses over there. Luckily, Percy has a very... Oh, you know what, though? I think last time I played as Percy, his brakes were trash, right? So despite him not having nearly as, like, high ability on his speedometer, it's saying I can max it out right now. The game is telling me I can put the pedal to the metal and literally blow out Percy's entire engine right now. If I so chose to. Go the full 75 miles an hour. But if I recall correctly, his brakes are not great, and adding snow to that might make it even worse. So we're going to maintain a reasonable speed. A reasonable speed, despite everything in me wanting to just put the pedal to the metal. I mean, in fairness, I literally am technically putting the pedal to the metal right now. There is no in-between. There's no soft throttling. It's just like, either you're stepping on the gas all the way, or the brakes all the way, or you're not. There's no real nuance to it. But with that being said, yeah, to get up to speed, to go 75 miles an hour as Percy, seems like you'd have to have like 100 miles of straight track and just be pedal down, maybe even downhill. Maybe even some troublesome trucks pushing from behind. I don't even know if I don't know if Percy's even capable of going the full 75 miles an hour that the game is currently suggesting that I do. I have a huge bridge that I'm going across. That's pretty cool. Alright, so my destination is in about 500 yards. So I'm just going to start slowing down now, because I don't know how quickly I'll be able to slow down. Doesn't seem too bad. I think I'll be fine. I'm still gonna pull into the station nice and slow like. Boom. I'm always trying to park on the, like, middle of train or engine on the blue dot. I don't know if that's correct or not. I don't know if I'm supposed to be lining up with, like, the last green platform or what the deal is. Should I be... I guess I... Onward and upward. Have a stop and wait signal in about 800 feet, or 800 yards, but... I feel like the sound effects, minus the whistles, aren't really... They're very Thomas-esque. They're not... They're very cutesy. But the rest of the sound effects sound pretty legitimate, which is kind of cool. In terms of, like, a railway simulator. The game is like, oh, go 75 miles an hour. You're fine. You're fine. All steam ahead. Meanwhile, I have a stop and wait signal in 400 yards. It's like, oh yeah, just blaze past that. I promise we won't fail you. You won't fail the mission if you just blaze through that. Except that you will. I'm gonna slow down just to be safe. There we go. Perfect. You don't have to toot the whistle when you're going over the street or crossing the street. But I feel like that's what a real train would do. So I do it. Because if there's not if you don't have a level of whimsy, if you don't have a level of, you know, role-playing, then why even bother playing a simulation game? Alright, coming in for a stop here. See, realistically, yeah, okay. There is a square for each car, so I feel like you're actually supposed to be stopping on those and not the blue dot. So actually, I've been doing pretty terribly this entire time.
We need twice as much coal to last through this freeze. Don't worry, Percy said. This is my last stop. You can have mine. My lovely warm firebox will keep me nice and cozy. so Percy's
Think
driver
cozy.
parked him on a siding with only a lantern
C-O-Z-Y,
for
isn't
company.
it? Is it S-Y in, like, British
Do you
English?
think Scary Jack Frost will find me? Said Percy.
I'm gonna find out.
Jack Frost is not scary, chuckled his driver. And don't worry, Emily will bring you some more coal in the morning. And then his
Different
driver
regional
and
spellings.
fireman went home to bed.
Yeah, okay, so it's
Late
C-O-Z-Y
that night, the
in
icy
standard
wind
American
howled.
English.
It
C-O-S-Y
started to snow,
is preferred in British
and Percy's
English.
fire had almost gone out.
We learned something today. Fancy.
Soon Percy's face was so cold, an icicle hung from his nose.
I don't know if I would say those are hanging.
Stuttered Percy. But it didn't sound like Percy. It was so cold, he could hardly make a sound. The next morning, Emily arrived with plenty of coal for Percy. "Oh my," she said. "It looks like Jack Frost really got you then." Soon Percy was loaded with fresh coal, and his fire was soon burning nicely. It wasn't long before his ice mask melted away.
just disappears.
So Scary Jack Frost.
Should we animate the
is
icicles
only
melting?
Frost,
Nah, just delete them.
puffed Percy
It's fine.
happily, and soon he was as warm as toast.
Not even like a fade either, like dip to white or anything like that. It was just a straight up just delete. Anyway, there are our stats, there are our results. Yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't really seem like it gives you, oh, well, it says total score. Yeah, I guess I've been doing actually really bad this entire time because I've been aiming my engine to land directly on that blue dot rather than that front green block. I don't really know. But anyway, next scenario, James and the van.